Why most people fail to achieve their goals. Let's be brutally honest. Most people don't fail because they are stupid, unlucky, or not talented. They fail because they don't understand how goals actually work. Society feeds you motivational garbage like, just believe in yourself, or manifest success, but in reality, goals are not emotional, they are systems. If you don't have a system, you're just dreaming, not achieving. Think about it logically. Every successful person, whether it's in business, fitness, or learning, follows a structured path. There's always clarity, planning, execution, and feedback. But most people skip all of that. They get excited for 2 to 3 days, then lose consistency, then blame motivation, luck, or even fate. That's not failure, that's poor strategy. Another harsh truth: your brain is wired to avoid discomfort. Achieving any real goal requires effort, discipline, and sometimes boredom. Your brain will constantly try to push you back into comfort. So if your strategy depends on feeling motivated, you've already lost the game before even starting. In this video, we're going to break down the 5 most practical, science-backed ways to achieve any goal. No fluff, no fake motivation. Just real strategies that actually work in the real world. If you apply even 2 to 3 of these properly, your chances of success will increase massively. Clarity. Define your goal like a scientist. Most people don't fail because they lack effort. They fail because their goals are vague. Saying, "I want to be successful," or "I want to get rich," is meaningless. Your brain cannot work on unclear instructions. It needs precision, just like a machine. If your goal is blurry, your actions will also be random. Let's make it practical. Instead of saying, "I want to earn more money," define it like this: I want to earn 1 lakh rupees per month within the next 12 months through freelancing or a job. Now your brain has a clear target. It knows what to aim for, and more importantly, it knows when you've achieved it. Clarity removes confusion, and confusion is one of the biggest productivity killers. There's a powerful concept in psychology called goal specificity. Studies show that specific goals massively increase the chances of success compared to vague ones. Why? Because they create a measurable path. You can track progress, adjust strategies, and stay focused. Without measurement, you're just guessing. So before doing anything else, sit down and define your goal in a crystal clear way. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want? By when? How will I measure it? Once you answer these, you've already done what 90% of people never do. You've turned a dream into a target. Break it down. Turn big goals into small wins. Here's where most people get overwhelmed. They set a big goal, like earning 1 lakh rupees per month, getting fit, or learning a skill, and then freeze. Why? Because the goal feels too big, too far, and too complex. Your brain sees it as a threat, not an opportunity. And when something feels overwhelming, your default reaction is procrastination. The solution is simple but powerful: decomposition. Break your big goal into smaller, manageable steps. Think of it like a staircase. You don't jump to the 10th floor. You take 1 step at a time. For example, if your goal is 1 lakh rupees per month, break it into learning a skill, right pointing arrow; building a portfolio, right pointing arrow; getting first client, right pointing arrow; scaling income. Now suddenly, it doesn't feel impossible. This works because of how your brain processes progress. Small wins release dopamine, which reinforces your behavior. That means every small step you complete makes you more motivated to continue. It's not motivation that creates action, action creates motivation. That's the real game. So stop staring at the mountain. Focus on the next step in front of you. Ask yourself, what is the smallest action I can take today that moves me closer to my goal? Do that consistently, and you'll be shocked how fast big goals start looking achievable. Systems over motivation. Build habits that work automatically. Here's a reality check: motivation is unreliable. One day you feel like working hard, the next day you don't. If your success depends on motivation, you're basically gambling with your future. That's why high performers don't rely on motivation, they rely on systems. A system is simply a set of habits and routines that push you toward your goal automatically. For example, instead of saying, "I'll study when I feel like it," a system would be, "Every day from 7 to 9 p.m., I study no matter what." Now you're not negotiating with your mood, you're following a rule. And rules are far more powerful than feelings. There's a concept in behavioral science called habit loops: cue, routine, reward. When you repeat an action in the same context again and again, your brain starts automating it. That means less mental effort, less resistance, and more consistency. Over time, what felt difficult becomes normal. So shift your mindset. Don't ask, "How can I stay motivated?" Ask, "What system can I build so I don't need motivation?" Because once your system is strong, success stops being a struggle and starts becoming a process. Focus. Eliminate distractions like a pro. Let's get real, your biggest enemy is not lack of time, it's distraction. You don't need more hours in a day, you need fewer interruptions. Social media, random notifications, useless scrolling. These things are silently destroying your focus. And without focus, even the best plans fail. Your brain is not designed for constant switching. Every time you check your phone or jump between tasks, your cognitive performance drops. This is called attention residue. A part of your mind stays stuck on the previous task. That means you're never fully focused on anything, and your productivity becomes shallow. High achievers protect their focus like it's money, because it actually is. They create deep work sessions, where they eliminate all distractions and work intensely for a fixed time. Even 2 to 3 hours of deep, focused work is more powerful than 8 hours of distracted effort. Quality beats quantity every time. So here's the move: start controlling your environment. Turn off unnecessary notifications, keep your phone away, and set specific time blocks for focused work. Ask yourself, what are the top 2 to 3 distractions ruining my progress? Remove them aggressively, because once your focus is sharp, your progress will speed up like crazy. Consistency, small actions, massive results. Most people underestimate this, but consistency is the real cheat code. Not talent, not luck, not even intelligence, consistency wins long term. You don't need to do something extraordinary once, you need to do something ordinary again and again without quitting. Think about it logically. If you improve just 1% every day, over time that compounds into massive growth. This is not motivational talk, it's basic mathematics and behavioral science. Repeated actions strengthen neural pathways in your brain, making skills easier and faster to perform. That's how mastery is built. The problem is, people chase intensity instead of consistency. They go all in for 3 days, burn out, and then disappear for a week. That's not progress. That's a cycle of self-sabotage. It's far better to do 1 hour daily for 100 days than 10 hours for 3 days and then quit. So shift your mindset from doing more to doing regularly. Ask yourself, can I sustain this for the next 30 days? If the answer is no, reduce the load. Because in the long run, the person who shows up daily, even with small effort, will always beat the one who relies on bursts of motivation. Feedback, track, analyze, improve. Most people work hard, but blindly. They keep doing the same thing again and again without checking if it's actually working. That's like trying to reach a destination without ever looking at the map. Effort without feedback is just wasted energy. If you want real progress, you need feedback loops. This means tracking what you're doing, analyzing the results, and then improving your strategy. For example, if your goal is to earn money, don't just work hard. Track how many hours you worked, what skills you used, what results you got. Data gives you clarity. This is exactly how professionals operate. Athletes track performance, businesses track revenue, and data analysts track metrics. Why? Because numbers don't lie. They show you what's working and what's not. Once you see patterns, you can optimize your actions and move faster toward your goal. So start treating your life like a project. Ask yourself regularly, what worked this week? What didn't? What should I change? Make small adjustments, and keep moving. Because the people who improve consistently are not the ones who work the hardest, they are the ones who learn the fastest. Environment. Design your surroundings for success. Here's something most people ignore: your environment controls your behavior more than your willpower does. You think you're making independent choices, but in reality, your surroundings are constantly influencing you. If your environment is full of distractions, laziness, or negativity, staying disciplined becomes 10x harder. Let's make it practical. If your phone is always next to you, you'll scroll. If junk food is in front of you, you'll eat it. If your friends are not serious about growth, you'll slowly adapt to their mindset. This is not weakness, it's psychology. Humans are highly influenced by cues around them. Smart people don't rely on willpower, they design their environment. They remove triggers that lead to bad habits and add cues that support good ones. For example, keeping your study materials ready, using apps to block distractions, or surrounding yourself with people who are serious about their goals. This reduces friction and makes the right actions easier. So instead of fighting yourself every day, change your surroundings. Ask yourself, is my environment helping me grow or holding me back? Fix that, and you'll notice something powerful: discipline starts feeling natural instead of forced. Discipline. Do it even when you don't feel like it. Let's kill one illusion right now: successful people are not always motivated. They just don't care whether they feel like it or not. That's the difference. Discipline is doing the work even when your mood says no. Your feelings are temporary and unreliable. Some days you'll feel energetic, other days lazy, bored, or distracted. If you only act when you feel good, your progress will be inconsistent. And inconsistent effort always leads to average results. There's a concept in psychology called delayed gratification, the ability to ignore short-term comfort for long-term gain. This is one of the strongest predictors of success. When you choose to work instead of scrolling, to learn instead of wasting time, you're literally training your brain to prioritize future rewards over instant pleasure. So stop negotiating with yourself. Set a standard and follow it. Even on bad days, show up and do the minimum required. Because discipline is not about being perfect, it's about being reliable. And once you become reliable, success is no longer a question of if, it becomes a matter of when. Turn knowledge into action. Now here's the truth: everything you just learned is useless if you don't apply it. Information alone doesn't change your life. Action does. You can watch 100 videos, read 50 books, and still stay stuck if you never implement what you learn. The real difference between successful and average people is execution. Let's quickly recap in a practical way. First, get absolute clarity on your goal. Then break it down into small, manageable steps. Build systems so you don't rely on motivation. Eliminate distractions and protect your focus. Stay consistent, track your progress, and improve based on feedback. Design your environment, and most importantly, develop discipline. But don't try to do everything at once. That's another trap. Start small. Pick just 1 or 2 strategies from this video and apply them today. Once they become part of your routine, add the next ones. This is how real growth happens, step by step, not overnight. So here's your challenge: right after this video ends, take 10 minutes and write down your goal, your next step, and your system. No excuses, no delays. Because the longer you wait, the easier it is to do nothing. And remember, your future is not decided by luck, fate, or motivation, it's decided by what you do daily. If this video gave you clarity, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your goal. Let's build a mindset where logic beats excuses, and results speak louder than words.